Alright, hello everyone. I am attempting to do a dungeon, a random celestial dungeon on a Guardian Druid tank. Mostly making this video just to kind of show people that tanking is not as bad as everyone thinks, and you really don't need super good gear. Like I did this in blues just because of the buff that you get. Um, you might not be able to do as crazy of pulls as some people may want you to in blues, but you can definitely get away with tanking the entire dungeon at that point. Uh, Doing Guardian, because I see that a lot of people kind of rate it a little bit lower, but I feel like it's just fine. I feel like all the tanks are good. You can run Celestials, you can do raids. You don't even have to have the top gear. I'm definitely not an expert in any of this. I'm more just play mostly casual. I raid probably twice a week at most, and that's actually more on a prot warrior. I plan to switch to druid for probably throne and siege just because wanted to try it, and the guild really is not too picky on what classes we do because we are mostly casual. But I kind of wanted to make this to show that anyone can get into tanking. I've seen a lot of stuff about like tank anxiety or anxiety for tanking, and it's real. I've definitely had it in the past, uh, especially when you don't know the dungeons. Like I know the dungeons now, so it's not as bad. But if I was to try and do a new dungeon, um, it would probably be a little bit more interesting. Always get this really good buff. Now, this first part, your DPS will probably try to make you do a little bit more if you're not into the big pulls, because they always want this buff. So these little slimes here give a really cool buff, and if your healer can dispel you, you can also pull more. But always get these two groups of slimes. There's very low damage here, so you really don't have to worry too much about it. You do want to get them out of that gold circle there for sure. Like you don't even really have to pop them any cooldowns here. Like there's not a lot of damage, but what you want to do is as soon as the last mob dies, immediately grab the boss because you have a really nice damage bonus here, kind of 60% damage. So your DPS can just absolutely melt this boss. This is one of the celestial mechanics you definitely don't want to stand in it. I'm just gonna battle res him. Oh, my thing went off at the wrong time. That was very unfortunate. You cannot taunt these. I think some people think that you can, but the boss dies so fast from it. You don't have to worry about too much. I'm just gonna wait for him to get res so he doesn't get put into combat. I think I forgot to buff it too, but then same thing goes here. A lot of people love to run these pretty fast. You will get it. I mean, don't take offense if people start pulling. Um, Everyone's trying to get the dungeon done, but at the same time, like they kind of know that you'll be fine, and you can be a little bit worried early on if you'll be able to tank some mobs. So don't be too scared. If they pull more, you'll probably be fine. Especially in this initial tree stamp, it's really quite easy to do stuff, and you really get aggro pretty fast. So just do a little bit of damage and keep them running. As long as this buff is up, you're gonna kill this stuff extremely fast. And then I usually will pull these on top of here. Like I said, healer's CC, but I'm not too terribly worried because the damage here is bad. If you can interrupt that shell buff, that's the best case. But you move so much through this initial pull, you don't really have to worry about it too much. I think this is probably one of the longer dungeons, just because of the event that we're about to get to, which is right in here. A lot of times the DPS will just tag that for you, but you tag this guy, and you see like that 428,000 mangle is crazy. I stay right here, roughly, depending on where they throw things. Because sometimes DPS will throw things on top of you, which is not great, but it happens. It is the part of running solo queue. Um, if somebody is hitting the little gong up there, it'll make this event queue faster, which is typically what you want. Melee will sometimes join you down here. I've had half and half because there is a amber wing that spawns kind of up there that they have to kill. With it all being ranged, they'll probably just tag it up there. But you can't go too far past this, so I wait around the corner because they'll throw this little puddle here, and I just try and tank them in this little puddle. So the reason for that is they get a debuff from this that makes them take substantially more damage. Just make sure that you're tanking them as best you can in there. Like these two are outside, it's not the end of the world. Now I see someone threw it on the top, so I'll adjust. That happens. That wasn't too bad because I adjusted fine. So I don't think I even took a stack. Just watch for them to keep you on your toes with some of the throws that they do. Um, that's all good. That's the Amber Wing, but that's not a throw. That's the ad that comes. These for a Druid, I just hit my Fairy Fire on them, and it blows them up. Usually ranged will hit them. If not, you can just tag them. Here again, someone got them. So now I'm going to move back here because they have thrown quite a bit in the path. Most people will just pile up here and here, and you'll be like kind of like that. Now for here, the warrior does a little bit of damage. Still not really anything to worry about, to be honest. Again, I just try to make sure I have aggro, because if they run past you, it can be a bit tedious. So like especially the warrior, right there, I almost missed that one. I probably will miss that one, so I'll taunt him back. Then I'm gonna get him back in the pool. I may take a couple stacks, but that's fine. Now it's demolishers and the warrior. You ignore the demolishers usually. DPS will get the. He has 200% increase from that. I forgot to mention that. The boss is coming too, so I make sure I have aggro on the warriors. They'll die here. And then here's, you definitely have to put priority on the boss. And you want to get him, make sure he's standing and getting this stacking debuff, which he stopped doing, so I'll slide a little bit. Get it where it's stacking again. And now, I'll also watch out for the little bug things. Amber are not tauntable, but they are super weak, so they'll die quickly. And sometimes the healers won't understand that they aren't tauntable, and they'll like expect you to get it. So just make sure that you're there. That one's evading, so I'm just gonna run. I don't know if I'm gonna get a combat because that one was bug, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah. It really doesn't matter where you stand. A lot of people like to stand in this corner because when the bomb blows up, it puts you like half an inch forward or something, which is just helps you get through it faster. It doesn't really matter. You can stand here, you can stand back where the other people are standing, just back there a little bit. I don't know if he might get knocked back, but the knockback is slight, and you're still perfectly fine. From here, the next pool is probably the hardest pool. So you run left, avoid those. There's two paths here, and they kind of collapse here, but as long as you are fast, you can go up there like that guy did. I just go right here. Now I wait for the healer. Now this is where it's going to be a little bit interesting. I should have actually grabbed Consecrate from the other guy. So it takes me a second to get aggro. But I do. Barely, but I do. Yeah, these guys will go behind you. these little blade dancer guys, so always be repositioning. Because getting hit from behind is definitely not great. You'll have plenty of rage to hit savage defense, and again, not too bad. I didn't even use our survival instinct, which is my biggest cooldown. If I get in range, it'll be good. Now, one thing I'm afraid to do is get symbiosis, but I always forget to do that. It's all good. Let me just do it right now, just to have it. You can cast it while in combat. Now, with him, I get consecration. This is always a bit fun here to get aggro. I usually just try to get them to a bomb, and then they get it. The bombs just do a whole bunch. I usually let the DPS run the bombs because I want to make sure I have these. And the boss. So someone threw a bomb, which is beautiful, and they're dead. Watch out for the tornadoes. This guy will spawn a tornado. If you touch it, it does AoE damage. You don't want to stress out your healers any more than they already are. And here, again, just aggro them. And there you have the boss. I don't see a second ad spawn, so yeah, this is, at this point, everyone's doing a whole bunch of damage, so these things are dying pretty quick. Like I said, I messed up a few times here, like I do. Like it's not, you don't have to play perfect to do a dungeon. I wouldn't even attempt to try to play perfect in a dungeon. Just get it the best you can. I typically am not a huge fan of this bridge because these little builders here, they throw. Now they will move in melee, but you have to get them to stop throwing their little brick before they'll move in melee, and it is the worst. And people often don't notice, I think, if they haven't played tank before. And so that can be a little bit cumbersome for them to get. So just keep moving, keep gathering them. Their damage is very low. I did get stunned, but even that's not a bad thing. Just get them all here, and they'll just die. But this boss that we're coming up to is probably one of the easier final bosses. I don't really stress too much about him. The only thing he does is he teleports or flies to the other side rather, and you have to run. I can dash to get to him. This is the guy that's going to drop the tornadoes. You cannot move him, so there's nothing I can do here. So yeah, here we go. So I will usually pop dash just to try to get to this one. It's like the hunter's going to beat me there though, maybe. Now we're here. I'll pop Berserk just to get some damage. Like see, I probably don't even need to press Savage Defense on this fight. Move out of the AoE if you get hit by it. I pop my roar there so we can try to get to him. I won't get to him. Oh, I will actually. It's better than I thought I would do. So here is the Amber. Now, if this is on you, prioritize it above everything else because this guy's going to get pretty hurt. He may live. This healer really wants to keep him alive. There's my chest. I already have the chest and dagger, so I'm just gonna greet all that. Really good way to get gear, celestials. It can get dull, so I wouldn't recommend trying to go all of it. Always make sure you loot for your residual power. I still have a little bit to go on this one. But that's it for that run. Thank you so much for watching. If you want anything particular in these videos or have any questions, let me know and I'll be happy to help. I'll try to put some of these videos up. As you can tell, these dungeons are very fast, so keeping up and trying to do it while commentating is something I'm still learning. So working on it, we'll try to get a little better at it as I get through. But thank you so much for watching.